Hey Stamp friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon and today is Fun Fold Friday. We'll be using the soon to be retiring Perennial Postage stamp set along with some amazing designer series paper called Delightfully Eccentric that is currently getting ready to retire and it's 50% off. So usually like $30 for 48 sheets, now down to $15 for 48 sheets of 12 by 12 amazing designer series paper. Let me grab that paper real quick for you so you can see how amazing it is. Okay, here's mine so you can kind of see that it's messy and missing pieces to it, but it is so pretty and has all these great pieces here that are kind of random. Pretzels on one side, stripes. The color scheme for this one is one of my favorites. So we even have some black and whites in here with some swans, some letters. This one looks like actual paper, which is fun. Lemons, floral, it is amazing. And like I said, 48 sheets for $15. This is definitely the best deal, I think, in the last chance sale right now. But I digress. It's Fun Fold Friday. Let me show you the Fun Fold. Please leave me a comment if you're watching this on YouTube in the comments below. One lucky person will get this card that I made in the video can get sent to you. All you have to do is email me your address after I let you know that you're the winner. So this card opens up to I like to call it a flip bridge or a bridge flip, because when we grab it to open it, it looks like we've created this fun little bridge right here. We still have the designer series paper we could see from the front, and we had to flip it one more time to see our Happy Mother's Day greeting, which is just perfect because that's the next major card holiday coming up. And it says, "You are loved beyond measure." So great stamp set here if those are some sayings you might like. There's other ones here you can use as well. "You're simply marvelous," "I can't thank you enough," "You mean the world to me." It is just a really great word stamp set. And I love that it has double font. So it has it in all caps and then in the nice cursive as well. Super great card. This card is actually inspired though. Let me show you that card by Glenda Hennick. When I went to Onstage, this was a swap she gave me, and she used the designer series paper that is also retiring, but that goes better with that, or goes with that paper, I should say, as part of that mega suite. And then she kept it blank inside, just the cute little butterflies there. So fun. That's why I love swapping. I get the best ideas from other people, and I just change it to make it look the way that I want, and then I share it with you guys. All right, let me show you how easy this Fun Fold is. Let me put it aside. Let's grab our paper in, and let's grab our paper trimmer to do just 2 bonus cuts. So we have a standard size card base and our Misty Moonlight, a regular, that's what it usually looks like. It's the 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. We're gonna turn it so it's now the 5.5 side, and you can use either side because there's no front or back yet to this card. Since I'm using the top of my trimmer, I'm gonna go ahead and do the top for my cuts here, and we have 2 cuts. So let me make sure I'm look at my paper right. They're 1.5 and 4. So I'm gonna come over here to line it up at that 1.5 spot. I'm gonna grab my cutting blade, not my scoring blade, the darker one cuts, and I'm gonna cut it all the way to the score here. And I'm gonna stop it by the time I get there. And I know I'm almost there because I can see this arrow here points to where that final cut will be. So I can line it up just like so. Lift this open and slide it down to the 4. Nice. And I can either start down here this time because I felt pretty confident with where that score is. Press down and go back up. There we go. And that's it for this Fun Fold as far as making it different than a regular A2 card. All right, let's do our stamping now. I did do some die cutting with the Nestled Essential Dies, and I honestly thought this was going to be on the retired list as well, but I looked on the online portion of it, and sure enough, it's there still with no signs of it retiring. So that's exciting to me because this die set has these great shapes. I don't even know what to call this shape though. that's the downside of this shape. Because it has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So it's kind of like a 6-sided shape, but it's not like your typical 6-sided shape. Kind of like a diamond, but not. These are the other shapes that come with these dies that are just amazing. We have more of a banner. This is kind of like a square with the corners there that are nicely cornered. And I use the 2 smallest of a size for this shape here, our mystery shape, our 6-sided shape here. I use that small one for the fresh freesia, and I use that 1 size larger for the basic white. It gives you a reference to know how and what we're doing. And then let's grab our other basic white in here for our inside greeting. I'm going to make another Mother's Day card because I feel like that will be beneficial as well. Grabbing my Night of Navy is my choice of ink for this. Even though I'm using a Misty Moonlight, I like that darker Night of Navy, which also goes well with our paper we're using. Okay, grab your fresh freesia, and we're going to ink it up Your Love Beyond Measure. Do quick taps, double check it looks like it's nicely inked, and then hover over, place down, press, and lift up. Oh, that one turned out really nice. Then we can grab our basic white and grab our Happy Mother's Day greeting. Super cute font here. Tap, tap, tap. Looks good. And I like to go to the top so it gives me some spot to sign on the bottom. So top, middle, press down, lift up. Perfect. If that wasn't great, I would just flip over that piece of paper and try again. This one I have some bonus dies too. So if I needed to, I can always die cut that out again or use the one I already pre-cut. And that's it. The rest of this is just attaching and gluing and embellishing. So let's go ahead and do that. I have some designer series paper that's been cut. All these measurements will be over on my blog. And so if you want to recreate this at your home, after you shop from my online store for all these products, you can refer to my blog with the link below to know what you need. Okay, so this is easy peasy with first grade level. We're just matching the sizes. So this one here, I'm going to have in our center because that's the larger piece. And then I'm actually going to have this guy here. I could have lots of choices. I could flip this over and have the yellow like this one. Or I could have this centerpiece be the yellow. But I'm liking this floral. I'm going to go bold and have some big polka dots here instead of the smaller ones. And then I'm going to keep this fun flower one for our inside pieces in here in just a second. So it'll look like that in the end for the inside. Grab our liquid glue. And let's start attaching. Flip it over to the back. Put glue in the center. Keep a little bit of edge space. And stick it on here. I like to do one and then use that one as my guide for the rest of these pieces here. So make sure you do your first piece the best as far as lining up your heights. Then I'm going to go to the next one. Put some liquid glue on the back here. It's a little bit bigger, so I'll give myself some extra glue in the center. And then we're going to just line it up and make sure you guys can see this. There we go. Lining up that top or the bottom. And then if it's not perfect, I just kind of move it over a little bit, saying I want my sides to be all equal. Flip over our last piece for the front. Nice. And we'll attach that to the bottom here. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to flip it over to the inside. And we're going to use our cut lines here as our guide for the bottom half of this one. So again, start with one. Use that as your guide. And I'm going to do a little bit of liquid glue here. Flip it over. Place it where you need it to be. Make sure you're not going past that cut line on this side here. So I'm going to just shimmy it over just a little bit. That looks pretty good. Next will be our center in the basic white. Pick that up and flip. Okay, lining up so it goes perfectly straight with that one next to us, making sure I'm not going to pass those two cut lines above me. And then we'll do the last piece here. You'll notice whenever I make cards, I usually do work with my base, my card base flat. I know some people like to crease it on that score line right away, but I think it's always easier for me to work on a flat surface than a folded in half surface. Okay, that's looking pretty good. But now that we have most of our work done, we're going to go ahead and start that fold here. Grab our bone folder, crease that down, again with this middle piece. And then our last flap, right like there. Nice. Okay. Then we just need to attach these pieces here. We want to give a little bit of pop, and so we're going to flip over our fresh freesia and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. I have some minis here, which worked out perfectly last time, where I could put them on those corners. And then in my tops as well. So at each end and center. I could put more if I wanted to, but I'm not too worried about this one. And then we're just going to line this up. So put this, hold it before you push it down all the way so it looks like it's nicely placed. And press down. There we go. That looks great. Okay, for this one, we do not want to put any liquid glue on the back middle. Okay, so what we're going to do is I hover it over, or have it over, laying on top of where we're going to put it. And you can either use liquid glue for this one, or tear tape, or the Seal Plus. You just make sure you don't want to move it right away if you're using liquid glue. But I use that, sorry, talked and didn't tell, as a guide, because I know I don't want any glue in the center here. So a little bit of liquid glue on the ends, on both sides. I use it as a guide so I know. And I don't want to go center, but I don't want to go too close to the top. So I want it just a little bit below this top and a little bit above center line. Cute, cute. We're going to let that dry while we make a double loop bow. This was something that was kind of new to me, that I looked at the sample one I'd gotten from Onstage, and I was like, well, that's a pretty bow. How do I do that? Because I've made like a double loop bow with ends as well, but I never have had just the loops. So what we did, we're going to make 2 bunny ears, and we're going to combine them together. Okay. Then we're going to make 2 more bunny ears. This is where it gets tricky as we keep on holding our bunny ears together. Like so. Then we're going to take them, holding them at the bottoms so they're not coming apart, and we're going to crisscross them just like we do a regular bow, and feeding the 2 through the hole. We're going to pull it so we create a knot. Oh, and I think I lost one on that one. We might have to do a redo. We'll do a redo. That's okay. That's the beauty of linen thread. I'll show you how to do this twice. Ooh, look, I'll just double loop it on my finger this time. Okay, loop there, hold it, another loop, hold it, put our loops together. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm still working on this skill. There we go. All of our loops in our hands. And then I'm going to carefully cross them over without pulling them too far. I find if I twist it a little bit, it makes them gather better together, or easier to hold. And then we're going to carefully pull these. Okay, make sure we have it. Oh man. Okay. I have too many loops going on here. Here's my loops. Let me hold them back again. There we go. Holding my loops in a nice bottom so I don't, that's what's happening. My bottoms are getting lost. So now we can cross this, go through that hole. Nice. Now I should be able to pull it and make a knot without, oh, that one slipped out. No. We might have to just settle with a regular double one. We'll just do double, regular. And maybe I'll have to make a whole nother video about how to do a double loop one, because I promise you I made that one that's on my original card. So we're just going to do a double, all together double, by cutting it to a double amount here. Then we'll take a loop and we'll take another loop, and then I can just go through that hole. Since it's way easier. I'm still struggling with the size though, I didn't make it big enough. We'll pull that strand out, there we go, and this is the one I need to cut. He's not supposed to be a loop, he's supposed to be the ends. Okay. Still has that cute look, but just not the same as the double loop only. We'll trim our ends so it's ready to go. And we'll grab our glue dot because that's how we like to attach these fun things. Oh, I grabbed my wrong scissors. They're not cutting like I like. Sorry. Isn't it funny you have like favorite scissors? These ones are my favorite. I have a little item on them just so I can tell they are my favorite. And look at that. See how nicely they cut? So much better. Okay, glue dot. We'll put the knot to the dot, which is always really hard to see on camera, so I'm glad that it can stick to there. And we pinch and pull, and we stick it right here under our seam. And then I have these amazing embellishments called the Iridescent Foil Gems. They are beautiful. They're great to accent just about anything because the gold goes really well. And then we're just going to grab some pieces of these and put them onto our card here. So I'm using my paper snips. You take a pick tool if you want. And I'm going to slide this guy off here. That's a larger one. There's smalls and large. And then we'll grab another large one. And we'll put it down on this center piece. And a small going right across at an angle from where that one was. Super, super cute. Let's look at this guy. Okay, should be all dried and ready to open. So we'll do our flip here to create this fun double floral look. And then we'll open one more flip to see our Happy Mother's Day in the inside. I just love this fun fold. I hope you guys do too, and make oodles of this type of card, if especially have lots of pretty paper, like the one that's 50% off right now till May 1st or while supplies last. So be sure you get your hands on this beautiful paper and that stamp set, Perennial Postage, which will be retiring by May 1st. All right, you guys have a great weekend and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.